Hello my fellow family foodie friends. Today I am bringing you apple fritters. Here are the ingredients that you need. I am listing out the exact recipe below. It is a Pinterest recipe that I found and copied to a T. It is delicious and I highly recommend it. I got all my ingredients out ready to go, so it was easy. I did make my own applesauce and I will link below to my applesauce recipe. But here I am getting all of the dry ingredients whisked together according to the directions, and then I make a little bowl in the center so that I can add my egg, milk, and applesauce. And once those wet ingredients are in there, you want to mix it until it is well mixed together and you don't have any large clumps. Once the clumps are out, you can go ahead and fold in your apples. You want to do this a little more gently. Once it was all mixed together, you are ready to get your oil set. I actually had already been having my oil warming while I was in the final steps of this, but I use canola oil because that is what the recipe called for. I love my Fry Daddy. I will link this below, but it is a frying pot that doesn't have settings, it doesn't have temperature, so if that's really important to you and a recipe needs it particularly, you can't do that here, but it does heat up the oil nicely, and I just do a water flick test, and if the water bubbles, I know that oil is hot. So I've scooped my first apple fritter in there. These turned out really delicious. That is my little fry catcher. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a spatula spoon spiderweb thingy. I use it to flip the apple fritters, to get them out. Anything that I fry, I use that spoon. But anyways, these apple fritters are very delicious and I really love them. The only word of caution that I have, and it's something that I battle with myself, is apple fritters can be very thick, and if you don't fry them long enough or if you make them too thick, the middle can be underdone. And I did have that problem in some of my fritters, but it is something to note and to know is a possibility. So here I am making the icing. You don't need to have this ready until your apple fritters cool just a little bit. It is a mixture of powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla. I will have the exact measurements listed below and the actual website where I got this recipe. Here I am just coating each fritter as it cools just a little bit out of the oil, but you still want it warm so that it kind of helps melt. The melting icing will help it run all over, cover your fritter, and any excess can drain through the grates. So this is just my little setup giving you a bird's eye view. This was for my husband's birthday. He loves apple fritters, so I had to make them homemade so he had them fresh on his birthday morning because you only turn 35 once. And these were a hit with everyone in my family. I especially loved eating it with coffee, but again, heed my advice, try not to have them too thick so that they turn out nice and fluffy like I'm about to show you. Don't be afraid to let these really fry so you have that nice crispy outside, the pillowy inside, and the icing just completes it. Perfect coffee companion in my opinion. And if you love this recipe, I know you'll love the applesauce, which is the same applesauce that I use in my apple fritters. So check it out right here. I've linked it so it's easy for you to just click, go, and chow down and chow.